There are going to be remembrances across central Ohio this weekend. Jeff Booth has the forecast and what we can expect if you are going to be heading out to one of those. Jeff.
Well, we are going to see a pleasant weather pattern over the weekend. Any outdoor events, any remembrances going to stay dry, it looks like. And it might be a little bit cool in the mornings if you have those early, but generally looking like we're going to be getting some sunshine and actually warming up through the weekend. We're going to feel a bit more like summer this weekend. So far, we've actually had the past couple of days feeling a bit like fall. That is going to be changing, though. Right now, here's what we've got. We got 53 degrees here in town. Nice clear skies, but we have those clear skies, those light winds, low dew points. That cools us off. And when you take a look elsewhere, wow, we are looking at temperatures in the upper 40s in Bellefontaine, Cambridge, Lancaster, Chillicothe. I mean, if you were a card player, that's four of a kind. That beats almost everything except for a straight, a flush, and a royal flush. But yeah, that's kind of cool out there. And you can see 51. That's where we are in Mansfield. Most of us upper 40s, low to mid 50s. A couple of spots so into the mid 40s. So it's cool out there. And we still drop another degree or so before we start to rebound back up to 63 degrees by the time we hit 10 o'clock. We're talking about 71 at lunchtime. We'll end up with temperatures up to 77 this afternoon, so it will be fall-like today, but again, we are going to be feeling a lot different by the end of the weekend. Here's how you kind of know that it's not really that muggy out there. When you actually see the actual temperature and it's right in line with what it will feel like, that kind of lets you know that we are dealing with those lower dew points. But we're going to start to be talking more about the heat index values by the end of the weekend and into next week when we get those highs in the upper 80s and we start to get a little more humidity by the end of the weekend and into next week. It's going to start to feel a lot more like midsummer. But right now, satellite and radar imagery looking pretty good as we look at that. But you can see clear skies out there, and you got to watch out if you're going to be out and about. 7 is the UV index today. That's high. Skin damage for someone as little as 25 minutes. So make sure that you are putting on that sunblock. And if you're going to spend any extended time outdoors, do not forget to reapply. Speaking of sunblock, you'll need some if you're going to the Buckeyes game tomorrow as well. Sitting in the shoe, it's going to be warm on that sunshine. We're starting off in the late morning in the upper 60s. By kickoff noon, we're looking at the mid 70s. Halftime right around 78, final score low 80s. Again, a lot of sunshine. If you're sitting in the sun, you're definitely going to feel it. And let's just, before we get to the forecast, let's look at 1 day till the home opener. Awesome. 12 days till fall. We are not that far away from Halloween, 51 days away from that. And it's never too early to start talking about Christmas, even if it is July, even though it's not July anymore. But you remember that term, Christmas in July. But 106 days away from that. So, yeah, it's never too early to start talking about that. All right, so Friday at 10 a.m., we're looking at 63 here in town, low to mid 60s. We warm up pretty quickly. 71 at lunchtime. This will be a great day to have lunch outdoors with your colleagues. Unless you can't stand them. Just kidding. Great day to have lunch outdoors with your colleagues. 77 is where we are as we head on into the latter part of the afternoon. We're going to see a nice one out there. If you're going to be out this evening, we're going to have those temperatures sliding back into the low 70s, upper 60s, low 70s. You can eat dinner outdoors. You're going to meet some friends maybe after work. You can always go sit on the patio for that. But we'll end up with a high of 77 today, 82 on Saturday, 88 on Sunday. Starting to get a little muggier as we head on into the second half of the weekend. That continues into next week. We're going to feel like we are in the 90s. And I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe one day we might get there on Monday. We're going to keep our eye on that. But then some rain arrives by midweek, and that'll cool us off back into the low to mid 80s. That's still a little bit above average, but it's not near 90s, so we will take it.